passionate about helping people achieving their true potential. She employs various techniques for men, women, and children to heal their past traumas. She hails from an IT background and corporate communication who ventured into psychology. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, put your hands together to welcome founder of Brain Matters, Deepti Joshi.
Thank you, Rajni. Thank you for having me. It's a wonderful platform to be coming on to Wow Woman, and it's a privilege for me. So, feeling grateful. Thank you very much, Rajni.
Deepti, welcome you wholeheartedly on our show, and thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much. So, Deepti, starting off our conversation, I would definitely love to know about your professional life, which moved from an IT background and corporate communication to being a psychologist. How did it happen?
Right. From childhood onwards, as women, we are inclined to know understanding people at the same time giving advices, right?
Yeah.
So while doing engineering, I also happened to be agony aunt. In fact, we were friends, but agony aunt to my fellow friends. And post my engineering was complete, I got married straight away. So my journey, corporate journey, started in England, and there along with my IT job, I started researching on health psychology, and it had eventually became my passion, and that's how I ended up being a child and adolescent psychologist. So yes, it's some people call it's a weird combination of an engineer turning into a psychologist, but I feel this is the need of the time, that you must be logical at the same time in tune with your emotions.
Indeed. You have been into this profession for a long time now. I would love to know, being a parent also, according to you, what are those skills which are required to stay relevant in these changing times that we should try to inculcate in our kids?
That's a wonderful question, Rajani. Personally, I feel there are many skills every parent and I want every individual to have. And there are majorly 8 kinds of skills everyone possesses. But the most important one, according to me, is social skills. So all the children must know how to live together. We are training, or we are bringing up children who are intellectually very strong or intelligent per se, but at the same time their social understanding and getting to know each other and adjusting to the environment, that kind of emotional intelligence is lagging. So socio emotional skills are the top one for me, number one for me.
Right. And Deepti, how do you see parents being involved in learning process of a child who is going to preschool or in his preschool age? Those things matter a lot. So what piece of advice do you have for parents, from parents' perspective, how they should be involved in parenting?
Yes, Rajani, before I go into answering this question, do you know our brain develops in 3 phases, which is 0 to 7, 7 to 14, and 14 to 21.
Okay.
So the first phase, which is 0 to 7, is the most crucial age for brain development. So in first 10 minutes, in 300 new connections of neurons happen.
Wow.
So whatever we are talking in front of the children in preschoolers age, that is getting imbibed. And in Hindi, there is a word called sanskar that exactly start getting imbibed in the brain of a child. Oh. So and if you see, preschoolers only go to the school for 20% of the time. So hardly out of 24 hours, they go for 2 or 3 hours, right? So which is 3 hours, if you see, it's 20% of the time. And what about the rest of the time? Whom do they watch? It's the parents, right?
Yes.
So even if you're trying to teach them some things which you are not following personally, the results definitely will be opposite because they are watching you. So it's
Right.
sort of a Truman Show happening all the times, you know.
True, true. Yeah, true. Absolutely. So, if you would love to correct parents or draw parents' attention to some of the biggest mistakes that we have been making, without realizing that those things are blunder, but we are doing it, especially when our kids are in teens, or they are growing up.
Twins, yes. Yes, moving on to the second phase, which is 7 to 14.
Yeah.
Tweens or teens is, mystical age, everyone says, according to psychology also, because hormones rage, and also your parenting style impacts the bringing up of the children, or
Indeed.
any child, basically. So
Yeah.
there are many mistakes. For me, there are three major ones. One is being inconsistent. So today, if you are allowing small mistakes to happen, they will go on, taking it to the next level. We always say that my child doesn't listen to me until I shout or yell for 10 times. And
Exactly.
it is nothing but we train them. Until and unless we go to the higher pitch, they won't understand the things, that
Right.
this is the time that my mom or my dad is the tipping point. We must do these things. So in order to do that, you must change your own parenting style. How do you communicate with your child? That is number one thing. So
Hmm.
being consistent is
Hmm.
the key for parenting. Second, being too disciplined or too casual about things.
Hmm.
So again, it confuses the child. If you stay on the path that these things are acceptable in your house, and
Yeah.
these are not, then it becomes relevant to the child also. So the third one is uh, being too friendly with them. Yeah, sounds controversial, but you have to show that you are not friends, you are their parents. So
Oh, is it?
you must be their confidante.
Hmm.
They can talk to you anything and everything, but you can't be their friends. And I think in these days today, everyone wants to be friends with the child. It's not being friend. You have to be the first one. They must be uh, coming to contact you if they have anything to share with you, but not as a friend, but as a parent, because you are the primary caregiver to them.
Right. I totally agree to what you say. But at the same time, I have a notion, or it's a sort of battling notion in my head. Like you said, that it may sound very paradoxical that on one side we are being, I mean, in most of the magazines and in many books I have read that you need to be friendly with your child, to understand, to put yourself into the shoes of child. But at the same time, if the child has this notion or the idea in his head that I'm approaching my mother or father, not my friend, is there any possibility, this is my only worry, is there any possibility that child may step back in expressing himself to parents, because he might be thinking in his head that they may shout at me because I made a blunder and they may not accept me. So I mean, I know that it's a quite tricky question to address, but what hindrances do you see when we draw a line, as a parent who is always there to help you, but at the same time, I think we have to stay in our ambit of being parent. Is this what you're trying to say?
Yes, exactly. Being friendly is you are approachable, right?
Yes.
Right. Being friends means again you are approachable to the person, right?
Right.
But I'm saying that yes, you are friends with them, but you when there are two people of the same age, they
Yeah.
can disregard each other.
Yes.
So, and as a parent with having more experience, life experiences in your life, you have seen and understood why certain things work or certain things do not work. So
Right.
that's why being confidante and being friendly with the child does matter, not being friends. I did say it might sound controversial, but we are the first caregivers. They also do understand, and we have to be at par with them. Emotionally we must be connected to them, but um, we have to be emotionally connected rather than just being casual friends. That's what I'm going to say.
Right. Great.
I hope it has cleared
Yes,
what
yes,
I wanted to
yes,
give
yes.
as a
Right.
message to fellow parents.
Deepti, I have one very important question in my mind, and I think, like me, many parents are, having this dilemma nowadays, especially during pandemic times when kids are not going to school, and most of the time they are spending on screen, be it they're, attending classes of school, or even afterwards when they do not find any reason to do anything. They don't find anything very interesting more than doing a mobile. So as a parent you are always in a fix, because your child is asking you, if I don't do this, then what else should I do? Because you do not allow your child to go outside to play. So how do you approach to this problem, screen time, and kids spending more and more time on screen nowadays? How do you look at it?
I do, yeah. This is the pandemic in other way also, because I have read about many research papers on screen time personally, and I have followed those that till 3 you must avoid any screen at all for the children, electronic screen I meant, because nothing sort of short of a drugs. It sounds very strong, but the way electronic screens impact child's brain is they release quite a lot of dopamine, and they stimulate the brain so much that you get hooked to it, and then eventually you want more and more, and other things in life which are plain paper based reading books
Hmm.
or playing simple games also, they found it boring, because your brain is not stimulated that much. That is the main
I think
challenge
the
these
brain has
days.
experienced the maximum pleasure of dopamine, and that dose of
Exactly.
dopamine is only get released when they have liberty to search anything on net. I think this is the biggest problem.
Exactly. Unfortunately, the only way out for this is reducing the screen time as less as possible. It is applicable to the adults as well.
Yes, yes.
Unfortunately, we are also hooked on the phones most of the
Too much,
time.
too much.
Yeah, but in order to understand and experience other joys of life, you have to reduce the screen time. Unfortunately, or fortunately, it will save your eyes as well, along with your brain, of course.
Right, right, right. So
So
what
yes,
choices do we
so
have as a parent? What choices do we have as a parent? I'm putting you in a
yeah,
difficult
so
situation by asking this question, I believe.
Um, yes, actually, I have a 9-year-old at home, and we had been trying different sorts of things during the pandemic, along with reducing the screen time. Basically, apart from her school time, she doesn't watch TV or watch phone at all. She draws, sketches, or painting. She reads books quite a lot, and now she has started playing her violin. So what I want parents to understand, that there are other options which you can introduce along with the whatever hobbies your children have,
Right.
and obviously playing and spending quality time with your children as parents, because all of us have been busy working from home, or the office times have gone out of office hours. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
So it's never been 9 to 5 or 10 to 8. It
It's
used to be.
24
Now
by
it has
7 now.
become, yeah. So you have to take out specific time for your child, and you have to spend quality time with your child. So even if it is half an hour a day, but you have to say that yes, this is your time. I'm keeping aside my phone, keeping aside my work, and that will definitely see your child springing up into a different form of a human being. Believe me, it sounds very simple, but it definitely has worked with number of parents.
Wow. Sounds quite wonderful, but I believe we adults also need dopamine detoxification at some point of time.
We do.
Thank you so
Definitely
much,
we do.
Deepti. Thank you so much, Deepti, for sharing your perspective and talking to us. We wish you all the best for your all future endeavors and projects. Thank you so much once again for being with us.
Thank you so much, Rajni. It has been pleasure talking to you and sharing my understanding of parenting. And definitely, I'm wishing all the best to Wow Women, and of course you. You have been doing a great job, and we have been seeing many wonderful women coming on this platform, sharing their views and sharing their experiences as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Deepti. Thank you guys for watching.